Your American Public Transportation Association rail standard Pantograph current collection equipment periodic inspection and maintenance. You have 1 year introduction, note, alternate practice, frequency contact requirements, specific task, materials, tools, safety, personnel, protective equipment, inspection, maintenance, and correction of deficiencies. Pantographic current collection equipment and periodic inspection maintenance. 1. Frequency of the contact. Maintenance tasks of the pantograph collection. Equipment should be performed on the regular schedule and ensure for the proper operation. Equipment section listed in Table 1 provide a guide, detailed procedure, identified maintaining tasks. The frequency of the Table 1, which will comply with the applicable federal, state, local regulation for the conduct of the rail transit system periodic inspection maintenance program. Frequency of the individual tasks may be established based on the number of additional factors but not included. Original equipment manufacturer recommended intervals, engineer experience, operational environmental condition, historical data, performance and requirements failure analysis, rail transit system testing experience, reliability centered maintenance programs. 2. Warning and specific requirements and specific tasks. Warning: the following inspection maintenance procedures must be carried out under overhead of the wire with a voltage free in an area with a non-overhead wire with present. Follow proper lockout, tag out procedures as required with the rail transit system during lowering, raising operation. All personnel must remain clear of the pantograph to avoid being struck by mechanism. Pay particular attention for the rotating of the equipment and energy stored in the springs. Warning: ensure the proper electrical discharge auxiliary propulsion capacitors. Follow the proper procedure for the required with the original equipment manufacturer and railway transit system. Ensure the vehicle is secure against the uncontrolled movement in accordance with the rail transit system rules before commencing inspection maintenance procedures. Warning: detachment equipment, the pantographic assembly. Ensure that all the components are adequately supported to prevent uncontrolled movement. Use only cleaning proper lubricants. Provide safely authorized use by the rail transit system control of the original equipment. Manufacturer material safety dash sheets reference suitability for each of the application. Prevent personal damage and injury or damage to the equipment. 2.1. Material. The following materials are normally equipped with the pantograph, the current collection, equipment inspection for the maintenance of the approved non-conductive cleaning, chemical, approved lubricants, reference the original equipment, the manufacturer, maintenance manual of the additional material. 2. Tools. The following tools are normally required with the pantograph collection, equipment inspection, maintenance, standard tools carried by the material personnel, force gates, space scale, digital, 5 to 1,000 volt DC mega ohm, commonly called the mega, and multimeter and stopwatch. Tools marked with the asterisk required periodic inspection in the rail transit system practices. 2.3. Safety personnel protective equipment as appropriate. Personnel protective equipment meeting the ANSI standards are required with the rail transit system. Warrant at all times performance of these inspection and maintenance tasks. 2.4. Training requirement. The rail transit system and their maintenance contractors should develop the execute the training program that provide employees with the knowledge and skill necessary to safely, effectively perform the tasks outlined with the standards. Inspection maintenance. The visually inspect with the carbon strip of the thickness of the condition, replace with the carbon stripes with the remain with the material of the manufacturer recommendation. Rail transit practice with the carbon strips with the replace with is detected note. The carbon strip that must also be replaced with the complete set groove and shipping of the carbon is going to be corrected by grinding with the provide with the damage is not too severe. Note, but the carbon strips can be wear, deteriorate, and accelerate rate during severe weather when the contact wire icing occurs. Therefore, recommended to inspect all the vehicles immediately following such weather. Check pantographic level of the freedom of the movement, the rotation, relationship with the pantographic arm, the check of the pantographic horn, damage for the wear, if the equipment, the check of the function of the spring pods for the lubricate with the approved lubricant, and visual inspection of the pantograph during the ride, the lowering of the freedom of the operation, record with the time and required with the movement in both directions. If required are not met, make necessary adjustments for the original equipment, the manufacturer addition with the check of the manual, raise and lower mechanism, lockdown with the mechanism to make sure the raise for the handles on board with the vehicle, the equipment, the inspect with the bearing of the freedom of the movement, excessive play, place is required, clean the exterior of the bearing, assembly, lubricate with the approved lubricants, visually inspect with the chain cable, cams of the wear, freedom of the movement of the replace is required, lubricate with the chain cable, the approved with the lubricant, measure for the contact force, using force gauge, extending and descending through the specified operating range, compared with the average of the two reading specified with the rail transit system. If necessary, make required adjustments to obtain the desired contact force, visually inspect all the shunts, frayed, broken, cut, and burnt, other defective conditions. Any of these conditions exist, replace with the shunt. Replace shunts, make sure that the contact surfaces are clean and free of the dirt, corrosion. Note, if required of the transit system manufacturer recommendation, colloidal copper coating material may be between the connections. Note, ensure that the shunts do not rub it against any other frame, each other, or the frame member to adjust the shunts required to provide clearance. Visually inspect all the shunts of loose connection tightness required clean and insulate with and approve with non-conductive carbon dissolving solvent, and visually inspect the damage replaced with required. Visually inspect all roof mount cable condition tightness for the connection. Make certain that the cars are not lying over the objects for the cause of them to shave. Perform insulation test using the Mega 500 1000 volt DC. Ensure the knife switch for the brain breaker is in open position. Connect the Mega negative lead to the car body ground with a positive lead to the line side of the main knife switch of the circuit breaker, and insulation sufficient, and ensure freedom of the tracking, arcing, firing, other electrical hazards should be achieved with the maintained equipment that should be minimum level of 5 ohms. Visually inspect the lighting or arrestor cracks and damage oil leaks, and if required, visually inspect the ribbon cartridge fuse with deteriorating, burning. If the equipment used with the multimeter, check the continuing the fuse is replaced if required. Note the reason for the blown fuse should be found and corrected. 2.6 Correction deficiency. Deficiency uncovered with the inspection section 2.5 that should be corrected and documented in accordance with rail transit system procedures and original equipment and manufacturer recommendations. And then go through references, definition, abbreviation, summary of the document to change, and document history. And that was the Pantograph current collection equipment and periodic inspection and maintenance.